performance arts teacher and author of Lucia Chronicles. Today's video is all about what is holding you back. I thought of the 3 things that could possibly be holding you back from achieving your goal or dream of writing a novel, whether it's being traditionally published or whether it's being self-published. More, what's holding you back from getting it done. The first thing that could be holding you back is fear of failure. You know, a lot of people, especially in today's society, are afraid of failure. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to achieve goals and to get things done and to appear to people in a certain way. And that limiting belief can set us up for failure. Starting a YouTube channel, creating a website for yourself, getting a book done and getting it published and then having it be criticized or getting negative reviews or negative rates on various sites can all be really discouraging. So fear of failure could be holding you back. One way to do this is to overcome this is to surround yourself with positive, encouraging people. Sometimes that's easier said than done, but if you surround yourself with positive, encouraging people who lift you up and see the silver linings in certain situations, that can be a way to help you overcome your fear of failing. Another thing is something that I've learned in my own self-help reading and research is that when someone, there's a couple different types of criticism. There's constructive criticism where if an editor gives me back my manuscript, that editor is a trained professional. They know how books need to be put together. They know how story arc needs to flow. They know what readers want to see in books, and they're typically seasoned veterans when it comes to these things. But then there's other types of criticism that's not constructive. And what you need to realize when you come across something like that is it's not about you, it's about that other person. People who hate or people who have nothing nice to say ever, it's typically about them and not about you. And I've heard a great phrase that's something to the effect of other people's opinions of you aren't your business. So just remember that fear of failure isn't a good enough excuse to not achieve your dreams. The second thing that could be holding you back could be fear of commitment. Maybe you just don't want to make the time, or you're too afraid to prioritize your dreams or your goals above other things. And let's be honest, I don't have a family, like kids or a husband of my own, so maybe it's a little bit easier for me. But if I'm being frank with you, you're number one. You only get one chance at this lifetime. You only get one opportunity to make your dreams into a reality. And let's be real, if you're happy, all the people around you are going to be happy too, and it's going to have a ripple effect. So make the time, prioritize yourself. You know, sometimes I have conferences. This month I have a writing challenge called #February is for writers, and you can check out my video on that. But I have conferences next Thursday, and last November, always during NaNoWriMo, it falls during our Q2, I think, conferences. So, you know, I work 13 hours a day on a conference day, and then I come home and I write, or I write before I go to work, or if I'm doing a yoga challenge, sometimes I need to get up a little bit earlier to get it in that day if I have a commitment that's going to prevent me from accomplishing what I need to later in the day. And I've heard stories about writers who get up before their kids and their husband and the rest of the family just to get in some writing time. So if it's important to you, you need to make a priority, and time will seem to expand itself. I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's a metaphysical thing, but when you make something a priority, time seems to expand and accommodate that priority and that slot of time for you. If you're not willing to make the time commitment, then is it really a goal or a dream that is important to you? And the third reason that you could not be achieving your goals or your dreams or you know, overcoming fear would be the fear of the blank page when it comes to writing. A lot of people talk about writer's block. Personally, I've never, knock on wood when I say this, but I've never experienced writer's block. I am a very imaginative person, and I heard a great piece of advice, I think it was from Kristen Lamb, who you've heard me reference before on this channel, about writers need to get out and experience life. If I feel like I'm stalling or I can't think of something, then you need to get out and experience things. Or maybe you just need to do more research, and doing your research will get the wheels kind of turning in your head. Or at a conference, I met an author, and she's also an erotica editor, but she writes YA books that are realistic but kind of dark. And she says she is willing to try anything once in the name of getting material for her work. I'm not really a try anything once kind of person, but I will go out and experience things and kind of either write about it or file it away so that I can use it later. I love watching really creative shows. Huge fan of Doctor Who. I like History Channel shows, so I like the shows like Unearthed or Expedition Unknown. I like mediumship shows like Long Island Medium, and shows that really get me thinking about the world in different ways. That really helps with my creativity and inspiration. So there's really no such thing as writer's block. It's that you just need to get out there and experience the world. One more little tidbit about the fear of the blank page is I'm trying a new genre for my February writing challenge. I thought it was going to be new adult, but after researching what all new adult consists of, it's not going to be new adult. I think it's going to be a women's fiction magical realism book, but we'll see when I get done if that's what category it falls into. But it's really outside my genre because it's magical realism, and I'm used to writing science fiction and fantasy where you can kind of make things up and go in whatever direction you want, and I can do that in my magical realism novel, but then at the same time there's some historical components to it. So it's been a little daunting to do that, but that tells me that I really need to be doing it, because if you're scared of it, it's something you need to be doing to push and expand yourself. And so I've just been trying to think about it as one day at a time. I believe I'm almost to 6,000 words right now, so I'm a little over the 1,000 words a day for this writing challenge, but I like the uncomfortable part of it, because if you push yourself to that slight discomfort, I'm not talking about like things that fear you, into a phobia, but a slight discomfort I think is a good thing, and it will push yourself. So what's holding you back? Is it fear of commitment? Is it fear of the blank page? Or perhaps it's fear of failure. Either way, fears can be overcome, and you've got this. In the meanwhile, happy reading and happy writing.